Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just got back from watching the Happytime Murders, directed by Brian Henson and starring Bill Beretta and Melissa McCarthy. Now, before this film even came out, people were very mixed when it came to how the trailers would look. Some people even declared that it would be one of the worst films of the year. And when the film finally came out, critics went nuts, hating on this movie over and over and over again. And I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but I think it's way better than some give it credit for. Well, let's get to the story, shall we? The story takes place in an alternate universe where puppets and humans live together. And the thing is, puppets are treated as second-class citizens. We follow a private detective, played by Bill Beretta, named Phil Phillips, whose brother ends up getting killed by an unknown assailant, and he's part of this TV show called the Happytime Gang, which was one of the first TV shows that starred puppets and humans and was accepted by society. So he reunites with his former partner, played by Melissa McCarthy, in order to solve these murders, find out who killed his brother, and hopefully make things better for society. So a lot of what the critics have said is actually true. I don't think this film is that amazing either, but I do think it's not as bad as they say it is. The movie has some serious flaws. Some of the jokes are atrocious. Certain scenes are padded out for the sake of making the movie feature length, because even though the movie's only an hour and 30 minutes long, they try its hardest to squeeze out as much time from this premise as possible. And yes, I do think the film could have used a few different rewrites or a few different edits. And yes, I will agree that the film relies way too much on sex jokes and jokes about drugs and all that stuff. Like, it just uses it was funny at first, but by 15 minutes it doesn't have the same shock value. However, I did find some things pretty good in the film. For one, I thought the puppetry, which is provided by Brian Henson and the Henson Company, is very, very good. I do think the Henson puppets are really versatile. They're used quite well here, and it must have taken a lot of time and effort to get a lot of these scenes out. In fact, at the end of the movie, there's a behind-the-scenes look at how the puppets were made and how they were used in the movie, and I also think the movie must have been more fun to make than it is to watch at points. I do think that Bill Beretta and Melissa McCarthy are good leads. I think their chemistry is good. I think some of the jokes they have are legitimately funny. And I do think some of the action scenes they get involved in are pretty cool. They're not exactly going to rock the world, but they're serviceable. And also, I just think that a film like this could work if it's just done better. I like the whole idea behind it. I like the premise, considering that we don't see puppets used that often for films anymore. Heck, even the last Muppet movie was back in 2014 in Muppets Most Wanted, so I always wanted to see puppets used a bit more in film. And when people are constantly talking about them wanting original ideas put into film, yet they treat films like this like they're the plague, it makes me wonder, how are people going to be pleased when you take out anything original or anything that we haven't seen in a while? Now, it is true that this film does take a lot of liberties with the detective genre, and it happens to play it pretty straight, with the whole joke being puppets doing naughty things. And I do think a certain film called Meet the Feebles did it a bit better, but in terms of delivering some good laughs, some great puppetry, and I think some impressive moments, I do think the Happytime Murders deserves at least one watch, and certainly not deserving of this big of a backlash. So I'll give the Happytime Murders a 6 out of 10. See you next time.